What up, people? Welcome to episode number 4. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. 4 of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, best in the world at what he does. Yeah, just to reiterate, best in the world at what he does. Yeah, I swear it's almost becoming a weekly occurrence here on the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph that I start this I start my whole process, I start my whole routine on getting ready to record, you know, especially record on the YouTube streets. And it's a little different the process is just a little bit different, right? Because like for years I would just do audio. I could do it in my car studio. I could do it in my bathroom. I could do it in the living room. I could do it wherever I wanted because everything was at pretty much at my disposal, pretty much at a moment's notice, right? Being the fact that now I'm doing it on the video side and I'm concentrating on the video side. I know once I press record, especially on StreamYard, which I'll get to in a very few minutes, even though I should keep their name out my mouth. But what would be an episode, a video episode, a YouTube edition of the Salty Thoughts if I didn't have some type of StreamYard slander? But I'll get there in a minute. Being the fact that I'm doing this on StreamYard, on YouTube, I know once I press record, that's it. Hence the title of last week's episode, One Take Mike. There's no stopping, there's no pausing, there's no, all right, let me try to do that over again. No, it's pretty much one time. And like I've said at the very beginning of this new venture, or should I say this new name, whatever, pretty much my reintroduction, that I don't like editing nothing. That's one thing that hasn't changed from when it was called the Salty Thoughts of Danny Ooh to now the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, which is, same person, but name change. That I don't like editing if I can help it. Certain times I'm not gonna lie, I'll pull, or once again, I have no curtain, so I'll invite y'all behind it. Certain times in the past I have edited, even though I've said I haven't, only because just to protect the innocent in some cases. In other cases, like actually for it to actually be able to make the air. And here I go with squeaking my sneakers again. Different beer sneakers. Same shit. Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it? Oh well. Anyway. Darn. Yeah. I swear. I make it past the 1 minute mark, and then all of a sudden the cursors start flying. So get ready, Sister Ooh. But anyway, so like I said, I get my routine together. I set up the laptop, I set up the camera, I set up the microphone, I make sure my lighting is right, I make sure that my space is nice and clear, I make sure that the house is as quiet as possible. And that usually takes about 15, 20 minutes. And then I make sure I get my trusty ass drink, lemonade, so I won't get parched while I run off at the mouth. And then I start checking everything, make sure, all right, yeah, I got my band is correct. I got my outline correct. I got my spiffy little border correct. Shout out to Brad Winchester. And, I get myself ready. And that usually takes about 15, 20 minutes. Do you know right now? And yeah, once again, I'm going to bring y'all behind the curtain. Right now it's 3:40 in the afternoon on Sunday. Do you know when I start setting this up? About 2:30. I'm only 4 or 5 minutes in. And I'm going to not make the mistake that I did last week and actually touching any wire, because if y'all did view or did tune in last week on the video version, y'all notice right around the 5 minute mark, I went from pristine video to splotchy video. And tell you the truth, it could have been much worse. And I'll tell y'all why it could have been much worse. Because StreamYard, actually, and I'll take total blame for this. StreamYard has this, oh yeah, once again, this is the intro. What'd I tell you? I tell you every week it's going to be some type of shit show, right? StreamYard, when you're recording, especially even if you're hardwired, and I'll just use my this cord to replicate the cord that I normally would touch, but I'm not making that mistake again. Even when you're hardwired, when your connection is kind of splotchy, they'll have the Wi-Fi signal and let you know, all right, you only got 2 bars, you got 3 bars. Yeah, I'm quite sure your video is going to come out blotchy. So I saw that coincidentally after I touched the wire. So as I'm looking at the screen right now, and especially back last week, when I'm looking at the screen, my screen is clear. Yeah, the Wi-Fi signal's up there, so let me know, yeah, the connection might be a little off, but everything is going clear, right? So I do my little hour spiel. And when I'm about to upload it, I made a point to actually watch some of it before I uploaded it, and everything was a little bit off sync from the moment I touched the wire. And StreamYard has an option. Yeah, I'm talking way too much baseball, but StreamYard has an option that you can have like quote unquote local recordings. So therefore, even if your connection ain't great, if you press that button on the local recording, it'll actually record the actual video on whatever device that you're recording on, either your phone, laptop, desktop, what have you, right? Your boy, Mike, did not press the local recording button. So pretty much I was stuck with whatever stream it came out. So you know what I did? Instead of, well, I complained, I bitched, I moaned. And I did something that normally I wouldn't do. I reached out for help. And you know who I reached out for help to? That's right, the hidden gem czar himself, at a Power Mojo, the Mojo King. Because I know he's real good with all the specifics. He's very regimented in how he does things. He's very technical. Something that your boy is not at all. Like I've said on Hidden Gem Football. Yeah, Hidden Gem Football, hosted by Power Mojo and me, Mike Steph. I told y'all a long time ago, Mike, it's all about the vibes. When it comes to technicalities and stats and everything, that's not me. I mean, I can get down with that, but look, I'm here for a good time. I'm here for a long time, hopefully, or at least long strength and width and girth. And anyway, yeah. So I reached out to my boy, and he was like, "That's it." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, yo, shoot me the copy, and I'll see what I can do on my end." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I shoot him the copy, and he does his magic. 1, 2, 3, and about an hour or two, he's like, "All right, check your Gmail, should be there." Synced everything back up. The video quality, I can't do much with it, but whatever. I'm like, look, great, because I ain't gonna lie, I was about to upload this shit unsynced. And if anything, just put out on the social medias, yo, sorry for the quality. If you want, the best thing to do, why don't you listen to them both? Why don't you go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor.fm, which is not even anymore because now it's Spotify for podcasters. But anyway, Why don't you just play that at the 5-minute mark and then press the YouTube at the 5:02 mark, and everything will be synced. It'll be like back in the day, and I'm going to show my age. Back in the day, right when we had the big fat back TVs, right? And yeah, I'm talking long-winded, but whatever. When we had the big fat back TVs, one thing that would happen was one time, well, if you have multiple TVs, one TV would lose the sound and you would have nothing but the picture. And then the other TV would have the sound, but no picture. Guess what the hell we did? We had them stacked on each other, stacked on one on top of each other. Watching Channel 11 here, listening to Channel 11 here. And guess what? You didn't know the difference. So that's what I was about to tell the masses to do. Like, look, y'all really down for me like y'all say y'all are? That's what y'all doing. Plus, not only do I get numbers on one platform, I get numbers on both platforms. So it's a win-win all along. Win-win. So yeah. So that's what happened last week when it came to the visual quality. So I will not be making that mistake this week because look, I invested a lot in this little camera. A lot more than I really came into podcasting to invest. I figured, look, got a phone, got a record button, upload free. Look, I done got me a nice blue Yeti. I done got me a nice 1080p video camera. You know, I gotta make sure that my t-shirt game is up to par. So it gotta be clear. Gotta be clear. Gotta do what I gotta do. Now, before I get into what I'm gonna get into this week, one other thing that happened this week is, of course, I had my colonoscopy. And guess what? Guess what happened? Gotta do it again. Why, you ask? Why, may you ask? Well, it's not because they saw anything that was alarming. Thank God. No, it's the fact that they didn't see anything at all. Because what they found out was what a lot of people in my 46 years on Earth have found out. That Steph is really full of shit. I was so full of shit, they couldn't find nothing. They couldn't see nothing. So they said, you know what? We're going to have to schedule this again. And hopefully in the next 3 weeks to a month, the next time we come down and we take that little probe, you'll be less full of shit as you were today. Yeah, so there's something, I don't know what the hell's going on, because I think that whatever gastritis that I had is still there. I'm still dealing with the residual effects because my stomach, my stomach is up and down, So I told my doctor, my gastrologist, who's a female, Black African American gastrologist, Dr. Quenu. Anybody in Brooklyn, y'all need to go get your stuff checked. Dr. Quenu. And this is not, I'm not even getting paid for this. But I'm going to let her know about this podcast, so maybe she could chop some shit off of my copay. Anyway, I told her, I'm like, look, since we got to do this over again, and my stomach still ain't feeling right, why don't you just hit me from both ends so we can see exactly what's going on? You hit me from the rooter to the tutor. Put it down, put it up. Doesn't really matter. As long as I make sure that everything is on the up and up. Because at the end of the day, I ain't feeling nothing. Like, and this is probably TMI, but once again, I really don't care. I was talking to a fellow patient when I'm laid up, right? And we have nothing to do but to talk, and we're talking. I don't know how he looks. He don't know how I look. So we end up start talking about ice cream and Haagen-Dazs and Fruit Glazer, which I'm not going to repeat because I talked about that last week, right? So he knows he pretty much he called me Haagen-Dazs man, right? So being affected by insurance, they want to be fancy and everything. Like, look, we can't administer no anesthesia unless a medical doctor does it. So you gotta wait until we get that medical doctor. Him, I guess his insurance like, look, you can just pull somebody on the street, put some shit in the syringe, and you good to go. So he was able to go before I was. And I hear him talking. He was like, yeah, what's on the menu, doc? The guy was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, what I'm going to get, what kind of anesthesia I'm getting. And they said, Propofol. Propofol? Yeah, Propofol? Yeah, I think that's the name of it, right? The only reason I'm actually familiar with this anesthesia, the name of it, is because unfortunately that is the medication that was found in Michael Jackson when he had got administered the propofol from his doctor, and he ended up dying. So I'm hearing it. I'm like, this is what the fuck they giving me? I know my name's Mike, but I don't know if I want this shit. So he was like, yeah, which go, being the fact I don't partake in nothing, I'm looking forward to. He's like, how long they're gonna knock me out? About an hour and a half. Doctor's like, nah, about 20 minutes. It's like 20 minutes, that's it. He's like, yeah. He's like, all right. So he leaves. He's like, all right, what you call Haagen-Dazs? I'll see you on the other side. I'm like, other than what? Shoot, hopefully you have to talk about the other side, like the other side. Anyway. So he comes back. He's loopy as hell. And I hear him, and they put him back into his little cubby. And they're like, yeah, which go, you want to sit up? He's like, yo, I feel so nice right now. Yo, I just want to lay here for a minute. Like, I understand you need me to trust me. I'm good. I just want to lay here for a minute. I want to enjoy this because I can't enjoy this no more. I'm like, yo, what the hell? That sounds intriguing, but I don't know if anesthesia, it hurt, it affects people differently. So now they sending me back, and the doctors talk to me, and he's like, yeah, how's everything? How you feeling? Whatever. So we get into the room, the procedure room, and they tell me to lay over to my side, go on my left. So I go on my left. It's like, yeah, put your arm right here. So I put my arm right there, and I see him, and he's putting it into my IV, and he's like, yeah, but they got the oxygen on me. He's like, take a couple deep breaths, breathe in, breathe deep. Now, the first time I've had this procedure done a couple years ago, they're talking to you, and they're like, yeah, count backwards from 10. So I was like, 10, 9, 8. I think I remember saying 7. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in recovery. So this one, he was like, take a couple deep breaths. So like, next thing I know, I'm waking up, and they put me back. They put me back into my little area, area number 5. I remember the number. And I wake up, and I ain't gonna lie, your boy Mike was feeling nice. And when I say nice, I feel nice. Like, I'll say this. The reason I'm wearing this shirt right now is twofold, because I haven't worn this shirt in a while. And being all my wrestling fans know, there's certain things that came out the last couple of days from the subject of the shirt, Mr. CM Punk. And I've told y'all in the past, I've told y'all again, I am a CM Punk fan. Hence the moniker, best in the world at what I do. Best in the world at what he does. Also, CM Punk is straight edge. Straight edge means I'm better than you. Matter of fact, well, it does. But straight edge means he partakes in no recreational drugs. no alcohol, no nothing. High on life, right? Like I said, I stopped smoking cigarettes for 90 days. Matter of fact, it's probably been more than 90 days. It's been like 3.5 months. No cigarettes. Not only that, not only that, I stopped alcohol since New Year's Eve for various reasons. So right now, yeah, I'm pretty much straight edge. You know, not including medication that I have to take, but that's neither here nor there. And like I said, that's probably TMI as usual. But yeah, so pretty much, yeah, that's kind of why I'm really wearing this shirt. It's kind of like a subliminal. Anyway, but I say all that to say, when I, like I said, when I came out of the recovery, I was feeling nice. I was feeling so nice. I don't know why, and now I know why he was acting that way. I remember myself. Now the nurse wasn't as nice as me as it was to him. I don't know, maybe because of I don't know, but all I know is I remember just having the urge to say the first couple lines of Triumph. Abomatomically, Socrates' philosophies are hypocrisy. That's how I knew I'm feeling nice. Because I'm like, out of everything that I could be thinking about doing right now in my nice sedated state of mind, why? The first thing that came to my mind was Triumph. Inspector Deck. Machiavelli's, my philosophy, Socrates. I'm like, why? And I did those couple lines over and over and over and over again for at least a good 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden I got back to normal and I was like, okay, all right, now it's time to go. But yeah, that was my week. That was my week. So what I have on deck this week, and it's only a couple of things that I need to get off my chest. So hopefully we'll try to still keep it in my usual hour and 10 minutes. And I've already used 22 minutes anyway. I want to talk about, even though it has been talked about ad nauseum, I'm going to talk about the NBA. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the NBA. A little NBA discussion. I'm going to sprinkle little things out. I'm going to talk about Ja Morant and his return from his issues. I have a couple points I want to sprinkle on there. I'm going to talk about the Kyrie and Luka situation, the Dallas Mavericks, who actually today got swept on a weekend series against the lowly Charlotte Hornets. Matter of fact, oh God, this is a tweet. Oh God, the final, Hornets 110, Mavericks 104. With 7 games to play, Dallas just got swept by Charlotte. And you know what? I'm going to talk about them right now because I don't have much to say about them. Luka and Kyrie, or Kyrie and Luka. With 7 games to play, Dallas just got swept by Charlotte and has fallen and lost behind OKC for the final play-in spot. If OKC, who's favored by 10 for all my gamblers out there, wins tonight in Portland, Dallas will be 2 full games behind them because OKC has a tiebreaker to make things somehow even worse. And this is courtesy of Rob Perez, Worldwide Wob. To make things somehow even worse, Dallas has to play the second leg of a road back-to-back in Indiana tomorrow without Luka because he got his 15th, 16th tech of the season, unless the NBA rescinds the technical foul from today's game. Remember a couple months ago at the trade deadline when Dallas acquired Kyrie Irving to go along with Luka, there was a small contingent of people that said, "Oh, this puts Dallas in championship contention." Are you got your effing mind? I said it. Matter of fact, I didn't say it, but I thought it. I didn't say it on air. Anyway, I said to myself and various others that there's no way in hell that Dallas actually became better at the trade deadline. Yeah, offensively, you would think you get a talent such as Kyrie Irving and you pair him along Luka, and yeah, poof, best offense in the league. Yeah, right. But beside the offensive part, it's the fact that where's the defense? They only had really one player that was playing defense, and that was Finney-Smith, Dorian Finney-Smith, who they had to trade away to acquire Kyrie Irving. So, do you think Kyrie was going to dig in and really square up and lock in defensively, possession after possession after possession? No. Do you think Luka, who is a suboptimal defensive player to begin with, was going to lock in and say, you know what, I got to make up for Finney-Smith? No. Luka doesn't even like moving without the ball in his hand on offense. Do you really think that Luka was going to lock in on defense? You already had Christian Wood, who's a freaking turnstile himself, and down low. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. Wait, that's going to be your defensive stopper? Where were y'all getting the defense? There's only so many schemes that Jason Kidd could even think about implementing to keep them fully engaged, fully intact. Offensively, Kyrie, and this is one thing that a lot of people, well, some people in the media did say, but a lot of people, if you're just looking at a peripheral view of it, we're automatically just writing them off like, oh, Kyrie's just ball dominant. No. Kyrie can play on the ball and off the ball. He is overall an offensive genius. For as many things that I might disagree with Kyrie on over the last couple of years on certain things that he would just, the way he would go about things, one thing cannot be disputed. And that's the fact that Kyrie offensively is an offensive genius. The things he could do with the ball, the way he can finish at the rim, the way he can shoot off the dribble and spot up. There's nothing offensively Kyrie really can't do. Luka, on the other hand, is more like old school James Harden, as in, okay, as long as I have the ball, I'm going to dominate this ball. I'm going to maybe try to set y'all up, but I'm looking for my own. And when I do not have the ball, do not expect me to run a screen. Do not expect me to set a pick. Do not expect me to run the baseline. Do not expect me to try to give the ball up and reset. None of that. When I don't have the ball, here, it's 4 against 5. Because he's a fat, lazy fuck. Yeah, I said it. You want to know why I said it? Because this past week, when Dallas was playing my Golden State Warriors, and they lost to my Warriors, he made a gesture. He made the money gesture because he did not get a key call down the stretch, pretty much implying that the refs were on the take. The refs were on some Donaghy shit. Which to me, yeah, I think he got fined $30,000. He should have got fined more, and he should have got suspended. Yeah, I said it. This is the infamous game where right before a timeout, there was a disputed call on an out-of-bounds play. Who the ball went off? Was it off Golden State or was it off Dallas? Now, they have video evidence that the referee said it was Golden State ball, timeout, Golden State. For some reason, Dallas just assumed that, I guess because they were home, that they were going to get the ball. Even if you thought you were going to get the ball, why are you at the opposite end of the court instead of saying, yo, why Poole is about to inbound the ball? Yo, that's our ball. All 5 players were on the opposite end of the court where Golden State was getting the inbound right underneath their own basket. Poole said, yo, give me the ball, give me the ball. Give it. Here, Loon. Yeah, they lost by 2, but yeah, people act like that actually cost them the game. They didn't cost them the game. And then you have Mark Cuban bitch ass. Yeah, there has to be something going on. I don't understand. The announcer. Oh, so when is that? Since when is the announcer an actual official on the court? The announcer can say whatever he want to say. That don't make it official. That don't make it correct. Instead of having all this vitriol for the officials, should have had that vitriol for your fat, out of shape superstar, Luka Doncic. I said last year in the Western Conference Finals. Don't get me wrong, Luka is a bad man, and he came out with some statement saying, yeah, he's not having fun anymore. He's gonna have to reevaluate. Blah blah. Here come the bullshit. I really believe, and this is all I'm going to say on this subject because I really don't give a fuck about the Dallas Mavericks, really, to tell you the truth. But I personally believe this stuff that's coming out of Luka's mouth right now, yes, some of it might be valid, but I believe he's making it public because he already knows the baggage in which Kyrie Irving has come to that team with. I was just watching a video by RB The Breakthrough on YouTube. Trust. I think his YouTube page now is MVP, but it used to be RB The Breakthrough. He used to break down all the NBA games and situations and moves and players and until they shadow banned him. But I was just watching a video of his about Kyrie. He went to Cleveland, right? 2 days after he signed a long-term max with the Cleveland Cavaliers, guess who came to bump him out the throne? LeBron. People fail to realize LeBron was in Cleveland for 4 years, right? He got them to the finals 4 years, right? Did he get them a championship without Kyrie Irving while he was in Cleveland? Nope. Year 1, Kyrie got hurt game 1 of the finals. Year 2, Kyrie helped come back from a 3-1 deficit to get them their championship. Year 3, yeah, they lost 4 games to 1 with KD, came to the Warriors, and it was a wrap. And then year 4, he said, you know what, let me get the hell up out of here. Because I already see LeBron about to bounce, and he about to leave me with this mess. Nah, I went out before he does. Then he went to Boston, forced his way to Boston. I really don't know what happened in Boston. I just think him and Brad Stevens must have had a falling out, and after the second year, he was like, yo, I'm out. Went to Brooklyn. Everybody know how it went to Brooklyn, how it happened in Brooklyn. He was maneuvering behind the scenes. Matter of fact, even not behind the scenes, up front. And then the vaccine stuff happened. And then James Harden came over and he started feeling away. And then the anti-Semitic stuff happened. And pretty much he was public enemy number 1 in Brooklyn. He knew, all right, fine. They're not giving me no bread. The owner's on some BS. He's trying to sun me for this bread. I can get bread wherever. Get me the hell up out of here. So he already knows the baggage that comes along with Kyrie. That's why I think Luka is trying to throw that out there like, All right, I'm not happy. Were you happy before Kyrie got there? What you are you not happy because you're not the number one option, the undisputed number one option anymore? Is that the case? Luka got a lot of selfish shit with him. It gets overshadowed because I want to know, when is he going to start receiving the fallout that James Harden received all those years in Houston? Because to me, they're the same player to a certain degree. Fat, out of shape. Matter of fact, no. Fat, unconditioned, or not as conditioned as they should be, number one options of their team, and they're happy as long as the ball is in their hand. But they don't make not Nan play better. I want to know when all the blowback is going to happen on Luka. Right now, he already got a built-in scapegoat for him to not even making the play-in tournament after reaching the Western Conference Finals last year. Yeah, man. Interesting. But it served them right. It really served them right because they thought they did some type of cheat code. Oh yeah, guess what? Yes, guess what? Kyrie can walk. You think Kyrie stay here? He already see the right on the wall. Oh, so when we lose, it's gonna be my fault because I'm team down for, right? I am the GOAT, not the greatest of all time. But oh, y'all trying to Westbrook me? Get the fuck up out of here. I'm going to LA with LeBron, who I will talk about in a very few minutes. But before that, Ja Morant. I don't want to beat a dead horse into the ground when it comes to Ja Morant or the Ja Morant situations. Just for a slight background, Ja Morant, before he got this 8-game suspension, which in reality was only a 2-game suspension, but there was a series of events leading up to this suspension that raised a lot of eyebrows. There was one instance supposedly that him and some of his entourage, as they said, were pointing lasers at the Indiana Pacers bus, which might have been just pins, pin lasers, but it could have been the infrared beam, which would have been asinine. Like, you worth $200 million and you putting the scope on dudes? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Then there was another incident that they said that his mom got into an argument at, let's say, Foot Locker in the mall in Memphis, called his son, and his son came up there with the goons, like pressing the employees, pressing the security, like, yo, that's my mom. Yo, what the fuck? Then there was another incident that they say that he beat up a 17-year-old that he was playing pick up basketball in his crib, and I guess old boy was talking a little bit too spicy, and he put the paws on him. Once again, my man, what the fuck are you doing? And the last straw was he was in a strip club in Denver, and he didn't get videoed. He didn't get photographed. This dude used his phone to put himself on IG in the strip club. And I think my remote is bigger than the burner that he was flashing on Instagram Live. I think he got suspended for stupidity. Not even so much what he did was like, my man, like, what the fuck are you doing? So it's two things that I want to talk about when it comes to this situation. Couple weeks ago, probably a week ago, I was talking to my cousin Ooh. from down south. And like I'm his sports guy. Go figure. I can imagine the thoughts that he has when it comes to sports if I'm the sports guy fan. But to be blunt, yeah, I'm the sports guy fan. Like he hits me up because my cousin U is a very busy man. He got family obligations, he got job obligations, and he's very regimented and he's very disciplined, he's very focused. So his thing is like, look, I don't got time to be watching ESPN and getting on my phone, and I'm about my business. When I got time, I hit my cousin up. Yo, cuz, what's good? Blah, 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 blah. What's your thoughts on this? What's going on in this? And plus, this is a good way for us to chop it up and bond or whatever, because we don't talk as much as we would like to, and we damn sure don't see each other as much as we like it. So it's like a combination of bonding, and he can just like let his hair down and decompress, and talk some ish. So he asked me about the Ja Morant situation, and I told him to be blunt, that I blame his pops. Other people in the media have kind of tippy-toed around it, or which was very soft about it. Like, matter of fact, Stephen A caught some type of blowback because he's like, look, T Morant, much love. And and I don't want you to see if I'm coming at you like this, but you have to, it'll be better. You got to remember, you need to be his father, not his friend. You need to be that standard, not part of the entourage. From the time he's got into the league, you've seen his pops on the sidelines. Not in the stands, but pretty much right there. Blinged up, making it known like, that's my son. Yo, I'm his pops. You know what's funny? Del Curry's was in the league, 15 years? When you see him, he up there. He's not trying to be known. If he's not working, because I think he does commentary for the Charlotte Hornets. But when he's as a civilian, as a fan, he's not on the sideline. And this is Steph effing Curry. He's up there. He's not trying to have everything revolve around him. But I'll get to that in a minute. Now, this is way different, but this is the analogy that I used. My late son, Nakai, my boy was nice when it came to basketball. If things went differently, shoot, he could be in the league. I'll just say, during his teenage years, early 20s, you play all these basketball tournaments. Playing the parks, playing the gym, playing Manhattan, everywhere. Especially when tournaments that were getting bread when he got older, he get his squad, about his business. A lot of times he's like, yo dad, which guard you gonna come to this game? You gonna come to this game? Of course, if I was off, I'll get there. Now, me and him would butt heads, especially in his formative years, because as much as I am, or I consider myself to be the cool dad, there was one important word in that phrase: dad, father. You could chop the cool out, because at the end of the day, I'm your pops. I'm your father. I'm your dad. You don't have to like me. That's not my job. My job is to make sure that you know what you need to know, you know the standards, and you know that whatever I'm saying to you is for the betterment, for the greater good. There's certain things that I'm not going to allow in front of me. Especially at a certain age. Look, I know you might get smick with the talk, and you might say F this and that, but when we had a conversation, even when he got older and he had his kids, he was like, yo, your dad, excuse my French, but it was always that line. Even my other son's chef mix. He'll joke because this mother effer, he jokes, he sometimes jokes too much. I love you, my boy, but he jokes too much. But it was always a line like I'm like, whoa, yo. At the end of the day, I'm your pops, not your friend. The fuck you talking? Oh, my bad, dad. Okay. It's always been that line. And what I see is somehow the dynamic, I guess because Ja is now the breadwinner in the hit family. Ja is taking care of his family and his peoples and his pops peoples. That there's a dynamic of now, and I'm going to use this term, and y'all know I usually don't say this on air, and I really don't speak it like that in real life, but I usually don't say this on air. But now Ja is looking at T like, yo, you the little nigga. Shoot, all that stuff you got on, guess what? It came out my pocket, little nigga. That's the dynamic right now. Somehow, some way, T Morant has to check his son. And right now, there's too many enablers. There's too many yes men. Because for even the NBA to a certain degree, because somebody, I forgot either I read it or I watched it, but somebody said, do you know that Ja Morant is almost like the last American basketball hero left? As for this next generation, look at everything that's out here in the NBA. You got Luka, who's European. You got Giannis, not from the States. You got Jokic, European. These are the next ones after LeBron, after Steph, after Kyrie, after KD. So now you got Ja, the only one that's born and bred here. The NBA, as much as they want to be global, they still need to have homegrown player. So right now they're coddling his ass. Because you tell me, all these incidents that added up, right? And then finally the smoking gun was literally the smoking gun on the Instagram Live. And that's when they yank him. Well, that's when the team yanked him. And that's when he had to sit there with Adam Silver. And he had to go into the counseling, the in-house counseling for what? 5 days? After the 5 days, then he has a ready-made interview with Jalen Rose. PR talk about, I'm not the person that I've been portrayed to be. Motherfucker, you put yourself on the IG. Nobody was in the cut. Yeah, I don't believe I heard him take accountability. Like, he was saying, I'm not the person that people believe I am. I know I need to do better. But I never heard him say I was wrong. If he has, I'm mistaken. But to my ears, I haven't heard him say I was wrong. I haven't heard. My thing is, your pops is out there, about to get it on with Shannon Sharp, right? Has he pulled you to the side? Has he even gone out and like, look, respect our privacy? 5 days, and all of a sudden his problems are gone. He says he doesn't have a problem with alcohol, and that's not for me to judge. No, but he said he doesn't have a problem with alcohol, right? Okay, fine. He said he went to counseling, and it's an ongoing process on how he's going to learn how to handle his stress and anxiety in better ways. Learning better ways to cope with the stress and anxiety. That I understand, because look, you got the whole world in your hand at the age of 22, 23. So, yeah, there's going to be it's inherent stress with that. But you're not going to be cured in 5 days. I have less than 1% of his wealth. I'm still dealing with stress and anxiety and how to cope. I have a therapy session every fucking Sunday. I've been going to therapy for 2 years after the passing of my son. But in 5 days, this motherfucker's cured. Why? Because the machine keeps on churning. The machine needs to turn. Guess what? They need Ja back in time for the postseasons, the playoffs. Does anybody have this man's best interest at heart? Do they? I don't think so. The league damn sure don't. Because they tried to have their cake and eat it too. They said, okay, he served an 8-game suspension, meaning the first 6 days when he was away, the first 6 games that he missed when he was away tended to his personal problem, that was an undercover suspension? Or you're saying those six games that he missed while he was taking care of his problem on his own, we're just going to wipe that slate clean and just say it's an 8-game suspension? Which one is it? The team needs to do better. The team needs to do better. I think they stopped they changed their protocol on when they go on the road. So now they don't stay in the city that they just played in that night. No, they get on the flight right then and there and get up out of Dodge. Why? Because evidently the rest of the team don't know how to act. But we're not talking about the rest of the team here. We're talking about Ja. Last but not least, and I discussed this with Mr. McDowell during our DM session. I don't know why that shit was so funny, but anyway. I hate, and this is not specific to Ja Morant, this is overall. I really hate when public figures, when they act the fool or when they get caught up in some shit, the first thing out their mouth is, oh yeah, my mental health. Like I said, in some cases that's apropos, in some cases that's accurate, in some cases that is what's going on. But that should not be the go-to. I take offense to it. Like I said, I do therapy every freaking week. And I'm actually proud of it. Especially a lot of black men, we deal with a lot of stresses inherent. As soon as we come out the womb, we're already on the defensive because we know we got about 5 steps, 5 things in front of us, 5 obstacles in front of us. And I might be I might be downplaying it when I say 5. So a lot of times we do things to try to alleviate that stress. And there's times that sometimes the things that you do doesn't alleviate that stress, and that just causes you to be more stressed. Sometimes you just need to vent without no judgment, without no, yo, stop being soft. Yo, man the fuck up. Sometimes you just need to vent. But I will say this in my own situation. If I fucked around and did some real crazy stuff that could have been avoided, but it was due to poor decision making, not because I was in a psychosis. Last thing I'm doing is blaming it on mental health. I mean, but I'm not a public figure, at least not yet. Hopefully, I'll never be a public figure because I know that shit ain't cut out for me. I don't want to. I don't ever want to get to the point that I'm walking down the block and people. Matter of fact, I'm on vacation and people just notice, oh, that's Mike Steph. Can I get your autograph? I don't ever want to get to that point. That's why I was hesitant to even go on these YouTube streets because I don't need people near me. But, you know, you must progress. You must have growth. But yeah, I really get upset when people use that excuse for mental health for your bad decisions. Would you have said that if you wouldn't have got suspended? Would you have said that if you wasn't forced to go into a 5-day counseling? Where is his support group? To me, no matter, the only way he will actually get better, because there's a lot of things that was averted, and I think they caught it quick enough that before there was a disaster of epic proportions. But what he needs right now is he needs his support group. Like I said, I don't watch Grizzly games unless they're going against the Warriors. But I don't want to see his pops. I don't want to see him on my screen. This is the time for him to play low, to lay low, and take care of his business as a father. And check whoever is around him giving Ja really effed up information, effed up advice. And if he can't be part of the solution, if he's part of the problem, being the fact that that's your offspring, make sure that young man gets help that he richly needs. He needs and he deserves. Instead of just being about the book. And that's my 2 cents on that. Shoot. Let's get back to NBA discussion. And when we talk about NBA right now, and I really wasn't. What NBA discussion would not? What kind of NBA discussion this would be if we didn't talk about the king, the self-proclaimed king, the scoring king? That's not self-proclaimed because it's in the record books. We're going to talk about the Lakers, aka it's never LeBron's fault. And I'm only going to speak on this very quickly because this is another topic that me and Cousin U was talking about. And I'm just going to answer a couple quick questions, and then I'm going to get to my last topic because shit, I just, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I got timestamps. Y'all could fish around for it. I'm not rushing my shit. Shoot, you don't want to listen to this? You listen to that. You want to listen to that? Then you listen to this. You want to watch this? You listen to that. Everything is in the subscription. And I should have said this in the intro. Please like if you watch me, especially if you watch me a couple of weeks, it costs nothing to press that like button. And while you're pressing that like button, guess what? There's another button, depending on your layout, but there's another button that says subscribe. Yeah, press the subscribe button. Yeah, so once you press that subscribe button, you know what else you can do? There's a little bell signal, right? Press that. So anytime Anytime Mike Steph drops, guess what? No, this is not the middle finger. Guess what? You'll be the first ones to see it. So you got the like, you got the subscribe, press the notification button. You know what else I would like for y'all to do? 2 other things, and then I'll finally get back on task. I would love for y'all to actually comment. Yeah. You know, give me a shout out. Say, Mike, what's good? Yo, Mike, keep it up. Yo, Mike, you suck. Whatever you feel like saying, whatever comes in your mind when you're watching me on the screen, you can say, yo, Mike, change your curtain. Yo, Mike, get the pillow out the way. Yo, Mike, stop drinking on screen. Yo, Mike, I like your shirt. Oh, shoot, Mike, I didn't realize you got so much gray in your beard. Whatever you might want to say, put in the comment section so I know that you're paying attention, that I know that you truly care. And last but not least, you know what else I would love for y'all to do after you like, subscribe, press the notification button, and comment? It's number 5. And it's the most important out of the 5 to a certain degree. Share. Sharing is caring. Everybody got a social media platform. Everybody got a Facebook, even though a lot of people don't go on Facebook no more, but indulge me. Everybody got an Instagram. Most people got a Twitter. And at least for the time being, people got TikToks. Share me. Share the salty thoughts of Mike Steph. You'll be glad you did. And I'll be very, very grateful that you did. You know, I had to put that in. Now, back 4. It's never LeBron's fault. You notice how since LeBron broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record, he's always conveniently hurt. Think about it. He went full throttle in the first half of the season. He sprained his knee, tape it up, put some tussin on it. He tweaked his ankle. Don't worry about it. Put some tape on it. He go back in the lab, and his ass dropping 30 a game. He gets the record. He conveniently takes the next 2 days off, 2 games off. And then all of a sudden, I heard it pop. But he finished that game. And then he was gone. There's some scuttlebutt. Yeah, that's that word again. There's some scuttlebutt that LeBron has actually been sitting out these games to put the pressure on AD after he saw what the hell AD did after he won, after he beat that he got the record when AD wasn't jumping for joy like, LeBron, my man. AD was like, yo, fuck this dude. You don't think I know you tried to get me traded for KD? That you was my boy, or because you put me in all the movies, or because you put me in that corny ass house party. Thought we was boys. You try to get me out of here? Makes you wonder. I really think, well, people have thought, and it makes sense, that LeBron has been sitting out to see if Anthony Davis can really hold his own, really shoulder the load, and get them into the playoff position. And as of today, guess what? The Lakers and all these games that LeBron missed, and as recently as a couple days ago, he disputed reports that he was going to get reevaluated. He should be close to his return. He said, look, nobody knows what's going on with me. The Lakers are in the 8th position. Primarily because of Anthony Davis and Mr. Reeves. The Mayo Mamba, as somebody called him. The Mayo Mamba. That's some real bullshit. Anyway. And now LeBron is suiting up. Suited and booted. He's gonna try to test it out today and get back into the lineup. I think it's some bullshit. And I actually wrote this a couple of days before this. He's setting Anthony Davis to be the scapegoat. And he's going to come back about with 3 games left, or all right, he came back like 8 games left, to be the conquering hero. So now they're in the 8th slot. And now if he comes, everybody's going to be like, because of LeBron took them over the finish line. Yeah, I'm hating cutting the ooh. Because it's true. If they were still hovering around 10 or 11, do you think LeBron was coming back? And what about this legacy? This legacy of LeBron. This is what? This is his 4th year with the Lakers? And he's only got a bubble chip to show for it? The first year, missed the playoffs. Second year with the bubble chip. Third year, got into the play-in. Got bumped out the first round by Phoenix. Last year, missed the playoffs. Matter of fact, the 4th season. This is season number 5. That's your king? Is that your king? Not my king. Not my king at all. But this will be to be continued. Because it's never LeBron's fault. And I guarantee you, if he comes back and they tank and they miss the playoffs, which at this point in time, due to Dallas fucking falling from the sky, they're going to get into the play-in at least. If they miss the playoffs, I'm not talking about the play-in, but the playoffs, how much you want to bet? It's not going to ever be LeBron's fault. Now, I'm debating, but F it. A little NFL snippet. The Lamar Jackson situation. For those who don't know, Lamar Jackson is currently being tended with the franchise tag because Lamar doesn't want to take what he considers an undervalued contract, long-term contract. He wants guaranteed money. He wants more than Deshaun Watson, which was $230 million guaranteed. His thinking, look, Deshaun had how many allegations against him? Over 20 of sexual improprieties against him. I got an MVP on my ledger. I don't have 20 some odd women coming out talking about, yeah, I like to be touched in my nether regions. I carried this franchise on my back for the last 5 seasons. And y'all talk about I'm injury prone. I'm injury prone because y'all haven't given me no fucking wide receivers. I've had a decent running back. Matter of fact, I've been the running back. Haven't had no offensive line. Guess what? Because I can elude mother effers right and left. And now you want to know why I'm injury prone? The Baltimore Ravens have put him in a catch-22 because he's being represented by himself and his mom's. They've sent out, and because they have him under this tag, it takes 2 first-round picks. Pretty much, they want him to go out and establish his market. Everybody knows, okay, we cannot put all the balls in that basket, all our eggs in that basket, because at the end of the day, we know Baltimore is probably going to match anything that's not fully guaranteed. So why are we going to show our hand? On top of, I really think they don't want to set a precedent. If I'm Lamar Jackson, and this once again, it's going to be continued to next week because I got to this topic way too late. If I'm Lamar Jackson, it might not be pretty, and we saw with Le'Veon Bell, it was not pretty when he came back from his 1 year, but he was a different situation. I was Lamar Jackson. I'm not playing on this franchise tag at all. I am sitting my black ass out until you give me something more representative to what Lamar Jackson has. I mean, what Deshaun Watson has. To people forget, Kirk Cousins was the first fully guaranteed contract. It was 3 years, $90 million, I believe, from Minnesota. Do you think Lamar Jackson is a worse quarterback than Kirk Cousins? I think not. I swear, I never thought I was going to even mention Kirk Cousins, but it makes sense. $90 million guaranteed. Yeah, look, by that time, everything jumped because of Cousins. Richard Sherman said on his podcast that he was pissed off at Mahomes because Mahomes took that $500 million contract on paper, but only had like $140 mil guaranteed. Every year they got to restructure his contract, but nothing is guaranteed. So let's pretty much like after he runs through the first 140 mil, 130 mil, everything else is being restructured. So pretty much you're going to be working year to year. He said Mahomes should have took them to the cleaners. And to a certain degree, looking at the blowback on what's going on with Lamar, I agree. He should have took him to the cleaners. But I'll speak about that more in depth next week. You know, one of my guys, did me a solid. And he came up, him and the Mojo Queen came up with a beautiful present for me. And it actually saves me from being long-winded on certain things. And it gives my podcast just a little bit more panache. So, yeah, I'm going to share it with y'all. Now,
all, I am the Mojo King, and I am here to support my brother's podcast and all of his salty thoughts. All right, let's not say all of his salty thoughts, maybe 90%. He's a bit of a wild man. I am also here to plug my 3 podcasts. Yes, 3 of them. Hidden Gems Golf is a quick 10 to 12 minute pod where I talk long shots on the PGA Tour. Long shots mean big money when they pay off. There is also Hip Hop Hidden Gems, where historian William Freeman and I discuss songs and or artists who deserve more shine. We talked about Big Daddy Kane, Gangstar, Chino XL. We have a West Coast legend coming up. We even featured a little R&B and soul for Valentine's Day. It's a little bit nostalgia and a whole lot of fun. That's Hip Hop Hidden Gems. Lastly, but not leastly, is Hidden Gems Football. That is where me and the great Donnie Yu discuss upcoming NFL action. You already know how Donnie gets down with his spicy takes.
What are you doing? There's no more Donnie Yu.
I'm doing an ad for the salty thoughts of Donnie Yu.
No, not Donnie Yu. The salty thoughts of Mike Steph.
What are you talking about? Who the f*** is Mike Steph? And by the way, Hidden Gems Football is the Mojo King and
Mike Steph.
What? What are you? Nah, I'm out. Screw this.
Hello? And back to you, Mike Steph.
This is bullshit.
That was beautiful. I like to thank once again the Mojo Queen for actually getting it right compared to the Mojo King, who for some reason kept on talking about this Donnie Yu fella. Like, yeah, I know we look the same. I know Salty Thoughts used to be Donnie Yu, but you know, maybe it's a little bit hard-headed. I don't know. Maybe it's too many hidden gems for him to figure out that Donnie Yu is no more. But thank you to Mojo Queen, because she had to set him straight. No, it's not Donnie Yu. It's Mike Steph. Damn it. No, but I appreciate them both greatly. Thinking about hidden gems football, a little antidote. I think I told everybody, or I thought we was going to have like a little episode in the off season. We still might. I don't know. It's up in the air. Who knows? Excuse me. But somebody brought it to my attention. Like, look, y'all hidden gems football, right? How come y'all don't talk about the XFL? How come y'all not priming us for the USFL? And I had to tell these people, well, I'm going to tell the masses right now, oh, you out your fucking mind? Hell nah! We ain't priming y'all for XFL. We ain't priming y'all for the USFL. We're the premier football preview show on YouTube. Well, at least that's our goal. We're not going to lower our standards and go down in the mud and go down in the muck and go out in the grime to talk about the XFL. If you smell, no, I smell a lot of bullshit coming out the XFL. I'm not going to get ready for the United States Football League. We're all about the National Football League. We're all about the top tier. And plus, we're not degenerates. Or are we? I don't know. I guess the best thing I can say is to be continued. Anyway. Yeah. So I think that's about it this week. I'm going to give a shout out to my brothers from the Gimmick and Friendship Podcast, Winchester and McDowell. For always check it up, boy. Check them out each and every Monday on the YouTube page of the 19 Media Group, where they recap the past week's happenings in professional wrestling and so much more. Check out my bros from the Black Wrestling Podcast, the BRP. Check out BRP Live each and every Thursday at 8:35 p.m. on YouTube. Check out Fam, Drip, Matt, Cal, Mimi. Check them out each and every Thursday. BRP Live. And check them out on the Patreon where they got a whole wazoo of videos for you to choose from. Patreon/Black Wrestling. And last but not least, check out my homie Body Model on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Check out B Moore's #1 reviewer in all aspects of liqueurs, and all aspects of cocktail, of all aspects of beer. Check out the homie Body More Bottles on YouTube. Like and subscribe. What the fuck? Yeah. So that's, I guess, episode number 4 is in the books. You know, yeah. I don't know. I just like doing stuff with my fingers that's not gang related. Anyway. I don't know. That shit just popped me. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I will be speaking to y'all next week from, once again, my humble abode, from, the deep recesses of my couch. And yeah, so same Mike Steph time, same Mike Steph channel. Once again, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, share, comment, all the other shit. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. If you enjoy what I do, if you enjoy what I'm trying to bring to this podcast and shit, tell a friend. You'll be glad you did. And until then, I will speak to y'all next week. Goodbye. Damn, this shit always happens. I swear. Why is that shit? Why is that shit right there? Right there. No, y'all can't see it, but it's always red. And the numbers keep on going up, even though I press in record. So I guess I got to press this shit again. But I ain't going to say goodbye again because I just did.